the movement towards non-governmental organization of sports in Turkey. In this study, NGOs in Turkish sports management are examined and the contemporary problems of these organizations are tried to be put forth. General overview of organizational models in sport. Generally, sports management is organized in two ways. In the first, the state conducts the institutions regarding sports, and in the second, an autonomous structure independent from the state manages itself. In addition to this, state bodies for sports management can be seen today in countries such as France, England and Turkey. Finally, structures of NGOs based on collaboration with state bodies in the management of sports are a third possibility. Non-governmental organizations in Turkey. Today, the General Directorate of Youth and Sport, in Turkish abbreviation GSJM, is the primary state body responsible for the management of sports in Turkey. Other than GSJM, the sports management in Turkey has the following members. Non-governmental sport organizations like TİMOK and PASK directly or indirectly play a role in the management of sports. Sports clubs which run sports activities and sports federations that achieve autonomy with the 2004 legal reform. National Olympic Committee, Türkiye Milli Olimpiyat Komitesi TİMOK. TİMOK is Turkey's biggest independent non-governmental sports organization. While TİMOK independently continues its activities regarding issues such as the training of Olympic athletes, fair play, sports for all and sports for girls, it also coordinates with GSJM, the default state body responsible for sports. In 1992, the Turkish National Assembly enacted a law concerning Olympic Games when the Games become more well-known in Turkey. Accordingly, Turkey lobbied to host the Olympic Games in Istanbul in 2000. However, it was unsuccessful then as well as in 2004 and 2008. Turkish Amatör Sports Clubs Confederation, Türkiye Amatör Spor Kulüpleri Konfederasyonu, TAS. On 29 October 1980, due to the lack of an organizational superstructure at that time, the amateur sports clubs founded the Turkish Amateur Sports Clubs Confederation. Its foundational aim was shortly to provide unity and cooperation within sports clubs, administrators and athletes, and support sports clubs. PASK strives after its foundation to solve the problems of sports clubs in Turkey. Sports federations. The first non-governmental restructuring among sports federations in Turkey was in the Turkish Football Federation in 1992. In 2004, through legislation in Law Number 5105, other sports federations achieved autonomy in administration and finance. With the autonomy achieved by these organizations, the federations aim to prevent the Turkish state's bureaucracy from slowing down decentralization. Sports clubs. In Turkey, football is the sole professional sport branch and the rest of the sports clubs are amateur sports clubs. As of February 2010, in Turkey, there are 9,979 amateur sports clubs. Sports clubs are founded with the status of association and they are subject to the Turkish Civil Code and correspondingly to the legal provisions in association law coded 5253. Clubs in amateur branches gain official status and the right to compete only after they have been registered with GSJM. Since amateur sports clubs have associational status, they are tax exempt. However, the stores, restaurants, cafes, parking lots, etc. that are within the body but out of the scope of sporting activities are counted as commercial enterprises and corporate tax of about 30% of income is taken. Competition income of the clubs is subject to value-added tax about 18%. Recent challenges of non-governmental sports organizations in Turkey. Considering its importance in the international sports arena, the Turkish National Olympic Committee TİMOK is important among non-governmental institutions. But the contrary of most of its counterparts, however, the organization functions under the IOC, TIMOC works mainly on Olympic issues and has not yet had any noteworthy effect on the administration of sports. There are several obstacles hindering TIMOC from becoming the overlying structure, generally combining sports and connecting all federations and clubs to itself, including both state and administration of sports and insufficient finances. In 2008, GSGM pointed out some issues in order to give more voice to TIMOC in sports administration within the Commission reports of the Sports Council. The report stated that TIMOC should improve its relations with the federations and represent the federations in its administration. Another sport NGO task has a federal character. However, task operates for the public good, and because it cannot produce enough private income, its structure and functions give a limited hand to sports clubs. In addition, the amateur sports club federations bound to task in various provinces are criticized because they focus mainly on football and overlook the clubs in other branches. The subject was mentioned again by the Sports Council in 2008, and the Commission report stated that tasks should be encouraged to be more effective in branches other than football. Today, TASC does not function effectively as an umbrella organization, overseeing sports clubs and sport branch federations. Sports federations. After federations gained the right in 2004 to become administratively and financially autonomous, they left GSGM. However, the budgets of autonomous federations mostly come from GSGM. Due to this contradiction, the autonomy of federations in financial terms is controversial. Federations' administrative autonomy is also controversial. According to the Autonomous Sports Federation law, there must be 15 members of GSGM in their General Assembly. Furthermore, a supervisor will watch General Committee meetings. The supervisor has a right to demand the cancelling of meetings when he sees necessary. In this case, autonomous federations cannot be counted as completely administratively independent because of compulsory attendance of meetings of state representatives and the compulsory inspection of their assembly. Sports clubs. Sports clubs cannot participate in the federation president's elections freely due to political pressure. Club managers participate in election propaganda. The club's law is insufficient to supply for the clubs. Due to this club's law, their income suffers as they cannot trade or have any commercial aim. The high percentage of income tax is another restriction on the incomes of sport clubs. Membership system, though widespread in Europe, does not exist in Turkey. Deficient facilities, personnel, and technical equipment is another problem. Governmental support to sports clubs is insufficient in terms of facility and equipment. They have insufficient personnel as their attendance is voluntary as well. Conclusion. Today, apart from GSGM, NGOs like TIMOC, TASC, and sports federations are structures that have difficulty reaching the global standards of sport management today. Sports federations have made progress toward autonomy, but due to some issues, this autonomy is controversial. Sports clubs are struggling with financial problems as well as the political approach of the government in sport. Sports administration in Turkey demands a non-governmental structure, and progress is moving the organizations in this direction. Modernization of the management of sports in Turkey may be possible with an effective number and sufficient quality of non-governmental sports organizations and with their participation and distinctive role in sports administration.